Hey Tapers, what we're going to do today is we're going to use the Chomas Marker holder in the Curio 2 today. Honestly, I don't want to buy the new pen adapter needed for the Curio 2, so we got a little workaround for this one since I already own it. So let me go show you. Alright, so this is the pen holder for the Cameo 4. If you go and put it in the Curio 2, even though it's the one for the larger carriage, it just draws on air. So they've come out with this one, which is pen holder type C. It, at the moment, only is available on Silhouette's webpage. So you have to go to their webpage. It's $10 plus $5-ish shipping and handling. And it ships from Utah. It normally gets to me within a week. So we'll call this one $16. This Chomas is currently $22. It's the marker holder. There's two. There's a marker holder and a pen holder. I only have the marker holder. It is currently $22 on Amazon and will be shipped to you in a couple of days with Prime. So if I did not own one, I would just buy this one and call it a day. But since I already own this one, we're going to make it work today. In the future, I might buy this one. The big advantage to the ones that Silhouette makes is that it holds the pen in the center of the carriage, which is easier for stickers. So if you want to draw stickers, this is probably your better option. Or if you already have one for a Cameo 4 or the Cameo 2, 3, you can use those, obviously. Now this one is my favorite just to draw. It's the one I use the most just because it's the easiest to deal with. It's quick, you just put your pen in and you set it and off you go. There's no fiddling with all these little plastic things. So I use this one the most. I have this one just in case I want stickers. All right, so this is my Curio 2. And if you just put the Chomas holder in right now and close it, what happens is it will pull right out. So we're going to fix this with some tape. So this is very thin and very cheap washi tape. I'm thinking it's probably from Amazon. So there's a natural divider on this holder here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our washi tape, only one layer, on the bottom of this. Right under our mark here. Now if you have extra, so I don't have that much extra, but don't overlap it. You just need one very thin layer. This is some heavier tape. I think I got it from Walmart. With a little bit fatter tape, and we're going to put it around the top or above our little mark here. And the same thing, only a thin layer. So all of this overlap, we're going to take him off. And you want to make sure everything's nice and flat. And there we go. So we're going to draw using my favorite, the black Astro bright paper, and my white gel pens. I'll leave links down below to where you can get these off of Amazon. Now, we're going to use the ES mat to draw today. The key, in my opinion, to the ES mat is to make sure that your paper is flat. The weight of the paper doesn't matter as much as it being flat. So this is 65-pound paper. It's flat. I haven't had a problem with this. This craft paper, which feels roughly in the same neighborhood, will not stick. I don't know if you can tell. It's because it's not flat and the mat can't hold it. So flat is the #1 priority using that ES mat. Alright, so we are in the Silhouette Studio software. Some of this will probably be a bit of a repeat, but the Curio is new and I don't want to brush over anything assuming that you just know it. So you need to make sure you have updated software in order for your Curio, for your software to know your Curio to exist. So you can go to Help and About Silhouette Studio. You're going to need version 4.5.735 or later. You go to Silhouette Studio's webpage and download any updated software for free. This SSBE means that I have Silhouette Studio Business Edition. Your letters may vary, but you have to have this or later, or else your software doesn't even know Curio 2 is a thing. So then we are going to come over here to Page Setup. It's our top little box up here, and it's going to give you all sorts of machines. Now, I don't have a Cameo 5, so it's going to give you more machines than you actually own. But we're going to go pick up our Curio 2 here. Now, in our second one, it gives you options. You can have the ES mat or the debris tray. Now, it's saying ES mat detected auto. It's because it knows that the Curio 2 is on and attached, and that's the mat that is in there. That is why. And then you've got different options here. The protector just gives you a blank mat here. I'm not a fan, as we all know, so I like to have the grid here. And then transparency is the other one I get asked about all the time. So you can either have your mat and all your grids be exposed, or you can not see them. It just depends on you. Now we're going to draw out a little owl. The thing to know is this is a drawn sketch file, meaning it is designed and meant to be drawn by a pen in one of these machines. If you have a lot of the outline look, the little bubbly kind of look here, so if I go draw an A here, it's just going to give me the big outline that we all kind of hate. That is why it's not meant to be a sketch file. It's not meant to be drawn. It wasn't designed for that. I have a whole bunch of these on my webpage, and they are meant to be drawn. This guy, along with all the rest of them, are available for purchase over on my webpage. There's a couple free ones over there too, if you just want to download a sketch file and play with them. You also have a sketch file panel over here, which we won't talk about today, but you do have options in here. I've yapped about them in other videos if you really want to know. So, but before we draw this, we've got to set the height for our pen. And so what we're just going to do is draw a square here. And we're going to draw this on some scratch paper first. And then we'll draw our little owl out here. We're going to go over to send. Now I'm going to go set up my Curio, and then we'll come back and draw this. So I was asked in another video how you remove the trays. So you have clips on either side, and you open them. So if they're both out, the tray will come out. And then you just slide it in and close them. This is how you get the debris tray in as well. It slides in and out, and then when they're both closed, my little debris tray won't come in. Now this, I guess we'll do this in another video. I bought some extra vinyl and I drew my grid on it because I hate, as you probably heard, I hate not having a grid. Now we're gonna come over here and turn on our ES mat. This is it. And it gets a little bit brighter once it's on. And then we're gonna wait for this to build some charge. It does take a couple minutes, but it'll build up some charge and you shouldn't be able to move it. Now if you pick it up, yes, you can move it, but when you just try to slide it, it won't move. All right, so this is our Chomos here, and we're going to just slide him right in. And then we're going to hold it, and then it should be in here fairly firmly. All right, so this is some scratch paper. This is a Phoenix. I've already drawn him out. So we're just gonna use the other side of this piece of paper. I need to set the height for this, which I can't do until it starts to draw. So we're just going to put our paper on and we'll draw our square here. Now the grid is wonderful, but it is a guide. It's a little ish. So don't try to like perfectly hit a corner. Make sure you're well within your paper. All right, so my software already knows that I have my Curio 2. It's down here. These are all of my machines, and see my Curio 2. This is my Bluetooth, which I have turned off, and that's why it says it's unavailable. And then this is where my Curio 2 is available. You can also rename them. See where I have mine written as Gold Right Cameo, because it says on the right. So if it says unavailable or something's weird, come down here and make sure you are selected on the right one. Now, cardstock plain, we are going to be doing a sketch file, and then we're going to be using a pen holder. I am using a force of 1 and a speed of like 3. The speed you probably can increase with time, As always, I'm kind of a weenie with this stuff, but the force does need to be at 1. If it gets too high, it tends to stutter. So force of 1. And then we're gonna hit send. And when I hit the send button, the machine's gonna move over and do the auto depth detectness for me. And then we're gonna pause it and set the depth for our pen. All right, I'm gonna hit send over here on our software. And then it's gonna come check our depth here. And then right when it starts this, I'm gonna hit pause. All right, now that it is paused and our carriage is dropped, I'm gonna drop my pen in and I'm gonna drop it on top of our popsicle. The popsicle comes with the Chomas 2 holder, and it is to figure out our placement of our spacing here. So I'm gonna screw this down and then take out our popsicle and hit pause here. And there we go. And there is our square. Our first one didn't want to draw. The pen is kind of having some struggles here today. So now we're going to draw out our little owl here. Okay, so now I'm going to put my real paper on this time, now that we have our height set. And you can leave this set up in here forever if you want to. So we're going to put our paper on here. Now, if it's not sticking, double check that your ES mat is still actually on. And we're just going to double check and make sure that it doesn't slide. So we're going to hit design and go back over here to our mat. And then we're going to come over here and put our owl over here. And then I'm going to rotate him. So we're going to come over here to the transform panel and rotate him 90 degrees. And then I don't have him quite at the top here. So we're just going to put him here-ish, which should work based on my grid I drew on my little vinyl clear sheet here. So we're going to go over here to send. All of this will still work. And we're just going to hit send this time. And since we've already set up our height, we should be good to rock and roll. Alrighty, it's all done. Pick it up. There you go. Alright, so there is our owl all drawn out. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now, the only couple things I run into is this one I drew on the back of an already used piece of paper. And so I think what happened is the paper wasn't flat, and so it wasn't lining all the way up. So that is one problem I've had. The other problem is if you get the wiggles, it's because the force is too high. You need to lower the force. So a little trial and error and some tape, and you can use your Chomas marker holder in the Curio too, and it doesn't do a bad job, to be honest. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be back with another video soon. Thank you so much for watching.